electroshock was so abhorrent to the American public that psychiatry came up with a PR campaign to change its name to electroconvulsive therapy. But it is not therapy. It has never been therapy.
To cover up the damage, shock doctors added anesthesia and paralyzing agents to suppress their patients' writhing convulsions. They marketed ECT as modern and are still doing so today.
Well, electroconvulsive therapy, or ECT today, is nothing like what you've seen in the movies. It's a modern medical procedure.
Modern ECT is a lot better than old-fashioned ECT.
It doesn't look at all barbaric now.
But beneath the sales spiel, electroshock is every bit as brutal as it always has been. And the result remains the same: a grand mal seizure and brain damage. The only thing that has changed is the marketing.
I was a psychiatric nurse for 22 years, and I worked at a facility that did ECTs on adults. I became a whistleblower because I saw things that were being done to patients that were wrong, were unlawful, unethical. We used to tell our patients who would go in for ECT, things are not the same as they used to be back in the 1950s. And at the consultation, we would give out these videos called Shock. And our overall pitch to patients was, we don't know how it works. We just know that it does. We would compare it to rebooting a computer. The patients were led to believe this was somehow or another a miracle. And it wasn't a miracle. I didn't see any miracles, and I was in the business.
A business in which ECT machines have always created brain damage.
Here we have two electroconvulsive therapy machines. This one is from the 1940s, and this one is a much more modern machine from the 2000s. They both have the same potential to do damage to the brain by running large amounts of electricity through the brain cells, with the risk that cells will be damaged or killed.
Yet ECT promotional videos feature psychiatrists pitching exactly the opposite.
ECT is the gold standard treatment for that type of depression. It's a small amount of current. It's nothing like what's in the outlet at home, okay?
This is a typical and widely promoted lie. Unlike ECT machines, wall outlets are not designed to shock people. In the United States, they feature safety fuses that cut off the current at 6/1000ths of an ampere, a unit measuring the strength of an electric current. Modern ECT machines, however, deliver between 800 to 900 1000ths of an ampere, up to 150 times the legal limit set to protect against electrocution. And that's what goes through the heads of ECT patients.
I was only 24 years old, and I didn't have anything except what you call the baby blues. My hormones were completely messed up after having a child. My husband was told that the best way to handle this was take me to a psychiatrist. And the next thing I know, they have me in a hospital, and they shocked me. And you would just wake up not knowing where you are or how you got there. And they would send me back, and they would just continue to do this over and over and over and over again. You just got shocked whether you wanted to be shocked or not. They just have to keep hitting your head with that hammer. They gave me 28 shock treatments. They took my soul, my mind, my intellect, my emotions. They put electricity to it. They ran it through my head and literally raped my soul.
ECT's modern repackaging comes with more dangers than just the electricity.
The drug they use as a relaxant in the US before you receive electroshock is also the drug they use for lethal injections.
This drug is called succinylcholine. It paralyzes all the muscles of the body except for the heart. Due to its effectiveness in stopping breathing, it's a drug regularly used in the execution of prisoners on death row. Psychiatrists use it for electroconvulsive therapy.
The same drug that's used to kill the person in the execution by paralyzing his breathing also paralyzes his breathing during the shock treatment, which is why the anesthesiologist actually has to ventilate the patient during the procedure. Same drug, same effect.
Modern electroshock is being given under sterile conditions in a regular operating room, looking very much like a regular medical operation, and it's all much more acceptable to anybody who would observe it. In fact, the literature shows that electroshock given under general anesthesia may even be more brain damaging than electroshock as it was given before.
The reason? The anesthetic and paralyzing drugs actually raise the seizure threshold, requiring an increased intensity of electric current to produce a seizure. And the more ECT treatments a patient gets, the higher their threshold. So, psychiatrists crank up the electricity even further each time. This causes brain damage, whether the patient is under sedation or not.
When you give a shock treatment and you give the anesthesia, it does nothing to protect their brain. So you can only protect their body while you're destroying their mind.
It's like this. If you are awake and get hit with a baseball bat, it's obvious that we would feel a lot of pain. But if you're unconscious and get hit with a baseball bat, your body goes through that same trauma. So why are we acting as if in our society that the body doesn't go through trauma just because somebody is conscious or not conscious?
Early shock doctors used 80 volts of electricity, minuscule compared to what is dispensed by today's ECT machines. In fact, one machine manufacturer recommends that psychiatrists increase the electrical dosage up to 6 times what's needed to produce a seizure.
We have here a Spectrum 4000 ECT machine, which is a modern device. It's connected to 2 resistors here, which is typical of the resistance that a patient's head would present to an ECT machine. I'm going to hit the treat button and we'll be able to see if there's any temperature rise using the heat gun. I'll press the treat button. 112, 118, 120. So, we see that the current that the ECT machine forced through these resistors caused them to heat up from approximately 75 degrees to 120 degrees. The cells can get too hot, they can be damaged, or even die.
If you look at the MRI of their brain, they have areas that have disappeared. They're wasting away, just like somebody with Alzheimer's.
It's the result of being hit with up to 450 times the current of a cattle prod. But for many, the damage is far more than physical.
Every time I look in the mirror, I try to wonder who I am. Just try to kind of put the pieces together of who I used to be. I started an antidepressant, and then I was just multiple cocktails of drugs, of antipsychotics, antidepressants, anti-anxiety pills, sleeping medication, stimulants. And I just deemed treatment resistant. And then at 21, I was given electroshock. I went through a neurocognitive testing 6 months after, and I lost approximately about 50 points of IQ. My IQ is measured at 78, which I think that 75 is rendered mentally retarded. It's a constant identity crisis that I deal with. I do consider shock treatment torture because it damaged me physically and mentally in every way, and it's just continue. It's like every day I'm reliving the shock because I don't know who I am. They say that it's safe and effective, but I think I'm living proof that it's not.